In this video, I want to talk to you guys about the possibility of an absolutely awesome Japanese RPG getting a sequel on the Nintendo Switch, that being The World Ends With You. Now, obviously, The World Ends With You got a re-release on the Nintendo Switch with The World Ends With You Final Remix. I was a big fan of it. I played World Ends With You on DS when it came back in 2008. I played it on iOS, and I played it on the Switch. Every time I enjoyed the game even more, and if you guys have never played World Ends With You, it is a tremendous game with some excellent visuals, awesome soundtrack, one of the best soundtracks that you're going to find in a JRPG, quite possibly the best soundtrack that I have ever heard from a Square Enix title, and that's saying a lot. The tracks in this game are just so good, from like Deja Vu, Calling. It just has some great music that you could just listen to outside of the game itself. And it's got a very interesting battle system with the use of chips and things of that nature. The story is compelling as well. A lot of great characters. I can say so many good things about The World Ends With You. It is just fantastic. The game's producer and character designer Tetsuya Nomura has never been shy about his desire to make a sequel to the Nintendo DS classic. With both these Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake behind him, it may finally be time that Nomura gets to work on The World Ends With You 2, especially if credible Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Square Enix leaker Restera user Teased is to be believed. It is Reset Era. I say Restera for whatever reason, but Reset Era. Earlier this month, the Society for Promotion of Japanese Animation announced that this year's Anime Expo will be held digitally as an event called Anime Expo Lite. Shortly after the revealed the first look at the poster for this year's event, which features characters from The World Ends With You, this led Reset Era's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate downloadable content discussion to speculate that if it was for the revealing of a character from The World Ends With You joining Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, replying to a user named Garrett Ran, Tansud commented saying, "Your soul won't be crushed eventually," with the original comment being, "The World Ends With You has been getting a whole lot of something for years now, and it's always soul-crushing. I just want a proper second game, god damn it." So I think everybody else does. He notes your soul won't be crushed eventually. Now, does that mean just Super Smash Bros. DLC and we're gonna get Neku in Super Smash Bros.? That's not a huge get for me. I mean, that's cool. I've gotten phased out of Smash, and Neku being in the game, I mean, that's really cool, but I want a sequel. This is a game that is so fantastic that it absolutely deserves a sequel, and I think with the era that we're in now, with word of mouth just being so much more stronger than what it was in 2008, World Ends With You with a follow-up, I think would do very well commercially, especially because now you have this audience that did play the game on the Switch, and a lot more people have played it over the years. I think the announcement of a sequel would be received really well. I don't know exactly how well the Switch version sold. I would imagine it did relatively well. I mean, the game was kind of priced really high. I think it released at $50 or $60, which, yes, it did include additional content, but for a game that is, 11 years old at the time of this game's release, I don't know about that one. However, it was such a good game that I happily paid the $50 or $60, and the game was fantastic. A sequel is something that I would be all over, and I think it would do relatively well from a business standpoint. I do think people would be all over it. I don't know the resources it would take to get a sequel off the ground. I don't know how big of an investment it would be from Square Enix. Obviously, it's not going to sell FF7 Remake numbers, but it is going to do pretty well for itself, and I think there's a lot of potential with World Ends With You as an IP going forward. It just had a lot of depth to it. Maybe you can even do new characters. I don't really care as long as we have the excellent music, the great setting, and maybe cameos from the other characters. Well, however you want to do it, I would just be all over a World Ends With You sequel, and I think a lot of other people would as well. But let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you play World Ends With You on DS? Did you check it out on iOS or Android? Did you play it on Nintendo Switch with Final Remix? I think I actually made a mess up there. I don't think the game was actually ever released on Android, unfortunately. I think it was an iOS exclusive. Nevertheless, it was a great game all around, and you do have a variety of ways to play it, so definitely check it out if you haven't. But what would your thoughts on a sequel be? Sound off in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.